As a retired physician, I've seen it all. Decades spent in hospitals, clinics, and homes, working with patients of all ages, diagnosing, treating, and listening to their stories. Yet, there's one issue that I've seen persistently rob the peace and quality of life from my elderly patients, an issue so common, yet so often dismissed as just part of getting old. It's called Nocturia, frequent urination during the night. You might think it's harmless, just another inevitability of aging. But if you're among the 70% of adults over 60 who experience this, then you know it's more than just an inconvenience. You know how it disrupts your sleep, erodes your energy, steals your focus, and how, over time, it begins to feel like a constant burden. I've had patients who, night after night, wake up 2, 3, or even 4 times to go to the bathroom, only to toss and turn afterward, unable to fall back asleep. I've watched them sink into despair, believing that this was just how it would be for the rest of their lives. What they didn't realize, what I wish I could have told them sooner, was that their frequent trips to the bathroom weren't just about their bladder. It was a signal, a warning that something deeper was at play in their bodies. In my years of practice, I came to realize that nocturia is often tied to much more than aging. It's not just a bladder problem. It's a complex issue that links to the way our bodies handle blood sugar, hydration, and diet. That's right, what we eat, when we eat, and how our bodies regulate these essential functions play a crucial role in whether we wake up in the middle of the night or sleep through it. Now, let me ask you something. How many of you have simply accepted that waking up several times a night to pee is just part of growing old? What if I told you that it doesn't have to be that way? What if I told you that small, everyday changes in your diet, your hydration habits, and the way you manage your blood sugar could help you sleep better, feel more energetic, and yes, even cut down those nighttime trips to the bathroom? Before you dismiss it, hear me out. I've worked with enough patients, and I've spent enough hours researching to know that this problem can be managed without medications, without expensive treatments. It's about food, about nutrition, and about making the right choices at the right times. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you the insights I've gathered over my years of practice. You'll hear about the foods that can help you reduce nocturia and stabilize your blood sugar, helping you sleep better at night and feel better during the day. These aren't miracle pills. These are real foods found in your kitchen that have been shown to help manage and alleviate nocturia. I know, you might be skeptical. We're so used to thinking of aging as a time of inevitable decline that we forget how much control we have over our bodies with the right knowledge and habits. But let me tell you this, you have the power to take charge of your health. You just need to know how to do it. And before I dive deeper into this, let me ask you to do something small but important. Please subscribe to the channel. By doing so, you'll help keep me motivated to continue making videos that share tips, wisdom, and advice based on years of experience. Your support means a lot to me, and it's what keeps this channel going, helping us all live better, healthier lives. Now, here's a question for you to think about, one that I want you to comment below with your answer. It's not just a question, it's a chance for you to engage and start a conversation with me and other viewers. Question: do you believe that frequent nighttime urination is just a normal part of aging? Or do you think it's something we can manage and improve through simple lifestyle changes? A yes, it's just part of aging. B no, we can manage it with lifestyle changes. I look forward to hearing your thoughts, and I'm excited to continue this journey with you as we explore ways to age more gracefully and healthily. As a retired physician, I've spent decades seeing patients at various stages of life, and if there's one thing I've learned, it's that the body doesn't simply age in a predictable, linear way. It's more like a finely tuned machine, constantly adapting, responding, and sometimes signaling us when something isn't quite right. One of the most common and often overlooked signals of this disruption is nocturia, that all too familiar need to wake up multiple times during the night to urinate. For years, I've watched people dismiss nocturia as a mere inconvenience of aging, brushing it off as something they simply have to live with. But over the course of my career, I've realized that it's much more than that. Nocturia is actually a sign that something is going wrong inside your body, specifically with how it's regulating blood sugar, how it's managing hydration, and, yes, how it's processing the foods we eat. These aren't just symptoms, they are clues, telling us something deeper is at play. Let me share something I've learned over the years. When blood sugar levels fluctuate, especially when they drop to low during the night, your body enters a state of emergency. It's as if your system is yelling for help, and what happens next is almost like clockwork. The body triggers the release of stress hormones, namely cortisol and adrenaline, that send a signal to your kidneys to increase urine production. This is why, in many cases, the sudden urge to urinate at night isn't just about your bladder. It's about your body's response to low blood sugar. You see, blood sugar doesn't just affect your energy levels and metabolism. It also plays a pivotal role in how well you sleep and how your kidneys function. In fact, blood sugar instability is one of the most common but often overlooked causes of nocturia. When blood sugar dips to low during sleep, often in the early hours of the morning, your body reacts by releasing stress hormones. These hormones not only prompt your kidneys to release more urine, but they also disturb your sleep cycle, making it harder for you to fall back asleep once you're awake. Now, you might wonder, why does this happen? Why does blood sugar have such a profound impact on something as simple as urination? The answer lies in the intricate relationship between the kidneys, hormonal regulation, and hydration. When blood sugar is too high or too low, your kidneys work overtime, struggling to process the excess or insufficient fluid, which inevitably leads to more frequent urination. But there's more to it. Let's talk about hydration for a moment. Many people with nocturia often don't realize that dehydration can also play a critical role in exacerbating the problem. The kidneys rely on a delicate balance of fluids to function properly. When the body becomes dehydrated, often due to poor hydration during the day or as a result of dietary choices, the kidneys struggle to maintain the necessary balance of water and electrolytes. This imbalance can trigger nocturia as your body desperately tries to compensate for the lost fluid by pushing excess water out, often in the form of frequent urination at night. The timing of your meals and what you eat also play a major role in this equation. A high sugar or high carb meal late in the evening can cause your blood sugar to spike right before you go to bed, triggering the release of stress hormones like cortisol. And if your body is struggling to process that sugar, it can lead to fluctuations that disturb your sleep and increase the likelihood of nocturia. Over the years, I've learned that many people aren't even aware of how their daily choices, what they eat, when they eat, and how they hydrate are directly impacting their sleep quality and urination patterns. They assume that waking up multiple times a night is simply a part of getting older, but that's just not true. Yes, age plays a role in how our bodies function, but the decline in function doesn't have to be so drastic. It doesn't have to come with frequent trips to the bathroom. What we need to understand is this: nocturia is not inevitable. It's a symptom of a bigger issue that can be addressed. By paying attention to the body's signals and adjusting our habits specifically around blood sugar management, hydration, and meal timing, we can drastically improve the situation. In my practice, I began to recommend dietary changes that helped my patients stabilize their blood sugar and improve their hydration. I would often suggest they eat foods that are low on the glycemic index, foods that would help maintain steady blood sugar levels throughout the night. I also encouraged patients to hydrate wisely, taking care not to overload their bodies with water too close to bedtime, but instead spreading their intake throughout the day. But the most crucial recommendation I made was this: pay attention to your meals before bed. What you eat in the evening has a direct impact on your blood sugar levels and, consequently, on your bladder function. As we age, we become more sensitive to fluctuations in blood sugar. Our bodies don't process glucose the same way they used to, and without the proper balance, it can lead to disruptions in sleep and bladder function. But here's the good news: you don't need a prescription to fix it. What you eat, when you eat, and how you hydrate are all things within your control. Now, as I reflect back on my years of practice, I want to pass on the knowledge I've gathered. It's not just about treating the symptom of nocturia, it's about understanding and addressing the root causes, which often stem from something as simple as your diet and hydration habits. The good news is, with small adjustments, you can take control of your health and improve your quality of life. So, don't just accept waking up to pee multiple times a night as part of aging. Take action, make the right changes, and give your body the tools it needs to thrive. You may have thought that frequent nighttime urination was something you just had to live with, but I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to be that way. The science is clear. Your blood sugar, hydration, and eating habits are all interconnected with your bladder health. And with the right knowledge and approach, you can regain control over your sleep and your health. We'll dive deeper into the foods that can help you stabilize blood sugar, reduce nighttime urination, and get a better night's sleep in the next part. But remember, you don't have to wait for a miracle. Change can happen with every small decision you make. As a retired physician, I've always believed that the answer to many of our health problems lies not in expensive prescriptions or complicated treatments, but in the simple, everyday choices we make, particularly the foods we eat. Over my years of practice, I had the privilege of witnessing firsthand how small, thoughtful adjustments in diet could transform the lives of my patients, especially when it came to managing conditions like Nocturia. It's not just about relieving a symptom. It's about understanding how food works in harmony with our body's natural rhythms. Now, let me be clear. When I first started practicing medicine, I too assumed that frequent urination at night was just something we had to accept with age. But with time, I realized that nocturia is not an unavoidable consequence of getting older. In fact, it is often a signal that our bodies are out of balance, especially when it comes to blood sugar regulation, hydration, and nutrient absorption. And fortunately, there are simple foods easily accessible, often inexpensive, that can help manage this issue by stabilizing blood sugar levels, improving hydration, and supporting the body's natural processes. Let me share with you some of these foods that have helped my patients regain control over their nights, sleep better, and reduce the need to get up and visit the bathroom repeatedly. These are foods that work quietly but powerfully, like a well-calibrated system in your body, helping you sleep soundly through the night. I'll start with chia seeds. They may be tiny, but their power cannot be underestimated. I often recommend chia seeds to my patients who struggle with nocturia. Chia seeds are a rich source of soluble fiber, which forms a gel-like substance in the stomach, slowing down digestion and stabilizing blood sugar levels. This helps prevent the blood sugar spikes and crash that often lead to nighttime disruptions. When blood sugar dips to low during sleep, it can trigger stress hormones like cortisol, which can signal your kidneys to release more urine. By stabilizing blood sugar with chia seeds, you help prevent this cycle from starting in the first place. But that's not all. Chia seeds also have an incredible ability to absorb water up to 12 times their weight, which makes them a perfect food for promoting hydration. Proper hydration is essential to maintain the delicate balance of fluids in the body, and chia seeds help provide slow-release hydration, ensuring your body stays balanced without overwhelming the bladder. A small serving of chia pudding, made with almond milk and a sprinkle of cinnamon, can be a calming, nutritious snack before bed, helping both digestion and blood sugar control. Next, let's talk about barley. I've seen barley work wonders for my patients, particularly those who deal with unstable blood sugar and frequent nighttime urination. Barley contains a unique form of soluble fiber known as beta-glucan, which slows the absorption of carbohydrates and helps maintain steady glucose levels throughout the night. This is critical, as fluctuating blood sugar levels are one of the primary triggers for nocturia. When blood sugar drops to low during deep sleep, your body activates a stress response, which includes releasing adrenaline and norepinephrine hormones that can wake you up and increase urination. Barley helps prevent this response by stabilizing your blood sugar, allowing you to sleep more soundly without interruptions. Barley is also rich in magnesium and B vitamins, both of which are essential for kidney function and reducing inflammation in the urinary system. In my practice, I often recommend barley as part of an evening meal, particularly when combined with rice to create a meal with a softer glycemic load. A warm bowl of barley porridge, flavored with a touch of ginger and sesame, can be a comforting, nourishing meal that not only supports your blood sugar but also prepares your body for rest. Edamame, or young soybeans, are another food I've found to be incredibly helpful in managing nocturia. These small beans are packed with plant-based protein and fiber, which work together to stabilize blood sugar levels, especially when consumed in the evening. One of the surprising benefits of edamame is its high content of isoflavones, plant compounds that have been shown to improve bladder control and reduce the frequency of nighttime urination. A study conducted in Japan found that adults who added a serving of edamame or tofu to their evening meals experienced a significant reduction in nocturia, with many reporting fewer nighttime trips to the bathroom. Edamame is simple to prepare. Just steam a small portion, sprinkle with sea salt, and enjoy as a light, satisfying snack before bed. The protein and fiber in edamame help to slow digestion, keeping blood sugar levels stable and preventing the stress response that causes nocturia. Mung beans. Mung beans are often overlooked, but they are a powerhouse of nutrition. Mung beans are rich in resistant starch and plant-based protein, which both work to slow glucose absorption and reduce insulin spikes that can trigger nocturia. They also contain essential minerals like potassium and magnesium, which help relax blood vessels and reduce tension in the urinary system. Over the years, I've recommended mung bean soup to countless patients, and many have reported improvements in both their blood sugar regulation and their frequency of nighttime urination. Mung beans are versatile and easy to prepare. They can be made into a light soup or a comforting porridge, flavored with ginger and sea salt. This simple dish not only helps stabilize blood sugar, but also provides a soothing, mineral-rich meal that calms the digestive system and supports better sleep. Otsuki beans. Otsuki beans, also known as adzuki beans, are another traditional food that has made a significant impact on my patients' health. These small red beans are packed with soluble fiber and complex carbohydrates, both of which help stabilize blood sugar levels and prevent the fluctuations that lead to nocturia. Otsuki beans are also a good source of magnesium and potassium, which help relax the nervous system and support kidney health. In Japan, where I spent much of my early career, otsuki beans are often prepared as a warm porridge or cooked with brown rice for a nourishing, grounding meal. I've seen patients who struggled with sleep and frequent bathroom trips finally experience relief after incorporating otsuki beans into their diet. The mild sweetness of these beans, combined with their grounding effect, makes them the perfect food to enjoy before bed. Lotus seeds. Lotus seeds, often used in Eastern medicine, have long been revered for their ability to calm the mind and body before rest. Rich in complex carbohydrates and plant protein, lotus seeds help stabilize blood sugar levels and regulate hydration, both of which are critical for preventing nocturia. But perhaps their most remarkable feature is their content of isoquinoline alkaloids, which have mild sedative effects, making them an ideal food for those who struggle to fall asleep after waking during the night. Incorporating lotus seeds into your evening routine can help ease tension, promote relaxation, and support kidney function. Traditionally, lotus seeds are soaked and simmered until soft, then added to porridge or lightly seasoned for a soothing bedtime treat. A bowl of warm lotus seed porridge or a cup of lotus seed tea before bed can help calm the body and prepare it for a restful night's sleep. Cooked turnips. Turnips might not seem like a typical food to help with nocturia, but they're surprisingly effective. These humble root vegetables have a low glycemic index, meaning they release sugar slowly into the bloodstream, helping to maintain stable blood sugar levels. Turnips also act as mild diuretics, which helps the body balance fluids earlier in the evening, so by bedtime, your system is more stable and your bladder is less likely to be overactive during the night. Turnips are rich in potassium and vitamin C, both of which help regulate blood pressure and reduce pressure on the kidneys. A small portion of steamed or roasted turnips with dinner can help reduce nighttime urgency and promote better sleep quality. Soaked walnuts. Finally, we come to walnuts. Walnuts are rich in melatonin, the hormone that regulates our sleep-wake cycles. This makes them a valuable food for anyone struggling with poor sleep. They also contain omega-3 fatty acids, which help stabilize blood sugar and reduce inflammation. The beauty of walnuts is that they're easy to prepare. Just soak a few raw walnuts in water for 4 to 6 hours and eat them after dinner. Walnuts work in harmony with your body's natural rhythms, helping you sleep more soundly and reducing the urge to wake up and urinate. Soaking the walnuts enhances their digestibility, ensuring that the nutrients are absorbed more effectively. After many years of working as a physician, I've come to understand something crucial about health. The body doesn't work in isolated parts. It's a finely tuned system where everything is connected, and when one part is out of balance, it often affects other parts in ways we don't always recognize. Take Nocturia, for example. Many people see it as a problem with the bladder. They assume that frequent urination at night is simply a matter of an overactive bladder or aging kidneys. But in my experience, it's rarely that simple. Nocturia is often a signal, a cry from your body that something deeper is out of whack, often stemming from blood sugar imbalances, poor hydration, and the body's overall rhythm. It's not just about what's going wrong in one part of your body. It's about how your kidneys, bladder, nervous system, and even your sleep cycle all work together. And when these systems are disrupted, nocturia is often one of the first signs. What struck me over the years, particularly as I learned more about food and nutrition, was how much we can help ourselves by supporting our bodies through the foods we eat. I'm not talking about taking magic pills or relying on expensive treatments. What we put in our bodies every day has an incredible impact on how well our systems function. And the good news is that the right foods can work synergistically, creating a holistic approach that supports blood sugar regulation, hydration, bladder control, and, most importantly, sleep. When you combine the right foods, something remarkable happens. These foods don't just target the problem of nocturia in isolation. They work together to restore balance to your body. For example, foods rich in fiber, like chia seeds, barley, and edamame, don't just help with digestion or blood sugar regulation on their own. They also improve hydration and help maintain a healthy balance of fluids in the body. When blood sugar is stable and the body is properly hydrated, the kidneys can function more effectively without being overwhelmed. This helps reduce the need to urinate excessively at night, as the body is no longer trying to compensate for dehydration or fluctuating blood sugar levels. The beauty of this approach is how it focuses on the whole body, not just one isolated symptom. It's not just about preventing nighttime urination, it's about creating a foundation for better overall health. The foods I've recommended: chia seeds, barley, mung beans, lotus seeds, walnuts, and the others have all been carefully selected because they don't just work to address one issue in isolation. They are multifaceted, helping to stabilize blood sugar, improve digestion, and enhance kidney function, which in turn supports bladder control and better sleep. Take chia seeds, for example. Not only do they slow digestion and stabilize blood sugar, but their ability to absorb water and keep you hydrated without overwhelming the bladder is a key factor in reducing nocturia. Barley, similarly, helps maintain steady glucose levels, preventing the spikes and crash that send your body into stress mode and trigger more urination. But barley doesn't stop there, it also helps with magnesium levels, which are vital for kidney function. So, by eating barley, you're not just stabilizing your blood sugar. You're also giving your kidneys the support they need to function properly. Edamame offers another important piece of this puzzle. These small soybeans are packed with plant-based protein, which helps balance blood sugar and slow digestion. But they also contain isoflavones, which are known to improve bladder control, especially in older adults. In fact, studies have shown that a regular intake of edamame can significantly reduce the frequency of nighttime bathroom trips. Mung beans, too, work wonders not just by stabilizing glucose, but by providing potassium and magnesium, minerals that support kidney health and promote relaxation in the urinary system. In this way, each food doesn't just tackle one problem, it works with the others to restore balance to your body's systems. The key is that these foods aren't working in isolation, they're acting in unison. Each food supports a different aspect of health, but when combined, they form a powerful support system for your body. The result is more than just reduced nighttime urination, it's improved digestion, hydration, blood sugar control, bladder health, and ultimately, a better night's sleep. When we talk about food as medicine, we often think of it in terms of isolated benefits, one food for one issue, another food for another. But this approach treats the body as a whole, recognizing that every system is interdependent. The foods I've recommended don't just help you avoid waking up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom. They help you get better sleep by stabilizing your blood sugar, improving hydration, and reducing inflammation, all of which contribute to the health of your bladder, your kidneys, and your body's natural rhythms. And this brings me to one of the most important things I've learned as a physician. Consistency is key. This isn't about a quick fix. It's about changing your habits, and it's about making these small, sustainable changes that will have a lasting impact on your health. By incorporating these foods into your daily routine, you're not just addressing the immediate issue of nocturia. You're giving your body the tools it needs to function optimally over time. This is what I mean when I talk about a holistic approach. It's about giving your body everything it needs to work together in harmony, rather than trying to fix one issue while ignoring others. Throughout my career, I've witnessed countless patients regain control over their health by simply making small changes to their diet. And it's not just about avoiding a trip to the bathroom in the middle of the night. It's about improving your overall quality of life, feeling more energetic, more in control, and more at peace with your body. It's about making choices that not only help you manage nocturia, but also support your long-term health. So, if you've been struggling with frequent nighttime urination, don't accept it as a normal part of aging. You can do something about it. It's not about taking pills or relying on complex treatments. It's about understanding how your body works and making the right choices, starting with the foods you eat. By supporting your body's natural processes with the right foods, you can create a healthier, more balanced system that works in harmony to improve your sleep, stabilize your blood sugar, and reduce the frequency of nighttime bathroom trips. This holistic approach has been the foundation of my practice for many years, and I'm confident that with the right knowledge, you too can experience the benefits of a life well lived with fewer interruptions at night and more peaceful sleep. The power is in your hands, and it starts with the choices you make every day. As I sit here, reflecting on decades of practice, one of the greatest lessons I've learned is that aging does not have to be synonymous with decline. Many people, especially as they grow older, begin to accept that their bodies are slowly failing them. They feel that certain conditions like nocturia, muscle weakness, or fatigue are just part of the inevitable aging process. And while it is true that aging brings changes, it does not mean that those changes have to be marked by suffering, helplessness, or frustration. In my many years as a doctor, I've seen how simple, natural solutions, foods, lifestyle changes, and habits can offer profound improvements to the quality of life. These solutions are sustainable and often far more effective than the quick fixes that modern medicine tends to offer. In fact, many of the best solutions are the simplest ones, rooted in the wisdom of nature, supported by modern science, and passed down through generations. When I first started practicing, I was caught up in the medical world's obsession with pills, treatments, and surgeries. And while these things are certainly necessary at times, I also saw the toll they took on patients. It was the patients who, day after day, worked to improve their health through nutrition and mindful living that experienced the best outcomes. They were the ones who embraced a more holistic approach to their health, using the power of food, movement, and mental peace to regain control of their bodies. They didn't look for magic cures, they worked with their bodies, not against them. The concept of natural, sustainable solutions may sound simple, but it is rooted in something powerful. It's about respecting the body's natural rhythms and understanding that we are not separate from nature, we are part of it. The foods I've recommended for managing nocturia and improving sleep aren't just a fleeting trend. They're part of a centuries-old understanding of how the body works best when given the right tools. Chia seeds, barley, edamame, mung beans, lotus seeds, and the others. These foods have been nourishing people for centuries. They work because they support the body's systems naturally, helping to bring balance where there was once instability. They don't force the body into something it's not. Instead, they gently restore the body to its optimal state, working in harmony with its natural processes. As I reflect on my career, I find myself increasingly disillusioned with the reliance on medications and treatments that focus solely on symptom management. Yes, medications have their place, but they are often a band-aid solution, rather than addressing the root causes of our ailments. When I think about the elderly patients I've treated, I often wonder how much of their discomfort could have been avoided or alleviated if they had simply paid more attention to what they ate and how they lived. We often look to pills to solve problems like nocturia, but the root causes blood sugar imbalances, dehydration, and inflammation can often be controlled much more effectively with the right food choices. Aging doesn't have to mean a gradual breakdown of the body. Aging well is not about fighting the clock. It's about working with it, embracing the changes that come with age, and providing the body with the tools it needs to function at its best. We all have the potential to age with grace, vitality, and health, but it requires a shift in thinking, a shift towards solutions that are both natural and sustainable. We must view our health as a lifelong investment, not a quick fix, and that starts with understanding how the body works and how we can support it. The foods I've shared with you today, simple, everyday foods, are just a small part of the larger puzzle of aging well. They work to restore balance and stability in the body. They improve blood sugar regulation, support kidney and bladder function, reduce inflammation, and enhance sleep quality. But the key to these foods, and to aging well, lies in consistency. These aren't magic foods that will suddenly solve everything overnight. They are part of a larger commitment to taking care of yourself, day in and day out. It's about making small, meaningful changes that add up over time. I often tell my patients that the key to aging well is not about drastic, sudden changes. It's about slow, steady progress. It's about making a decision to prioritize your health, to give your body the tools it needs to thrive. And one of the most powerful tools you have is food. You don't need to look to expensive supplements or treatments. Nature already provides us with everything we need to maintain health, vitality, and a high quality of life, even as we age. As I approach the later years of my life, I look back on my career with a sense of fulfillment, knowing that I helped many people find their way to better health through simple, sustainable means. But I also look forward, knowing that the work isn't done. The world is changing, and we are constantly learning more about how the body works, how we can help it age more gracefully, and how we can improve the quality of life for ourselves and those around us. The wisdom I've gained over the years is something I now pass on to you. I hope that by sharing what I've learned, I can help you live a longer, healthier life, one that's full of vitality, peace, and well-being. Aging well doesn't have to be a struggle. It doesn't have to mean sacrificing your independence or your quality of life. It's about embracing the changes that come with age and giving your body the support it needs to thrive. It's about adopting natural, sustainable solutions that work with the body, not against it. And so, I urge you, if you're struggling with nocturia, fatigue, or other signs of aging, don't just accept them as inevitable. Take action, change your diet, make small adjustments to your daily habits, and most importantly, respect your body's natural rhythms. You have the power to feel better, to sleep better, and to live a fuller life, even as you age. The key is in the choices you make today. If I've learned anything from my years of practice, it's that the body has an incredible ability to heal and regenerate when given the right tools. So, embrace the natural solutions available to you, make those small but meaningful changes, and watch as your body responds with improved health, better sleep, and a newfound vitality. The choice is yours, and it's never too late to start. As I look back over my long career in medicine, one of the most important things I've learned is the power of simplicity. We live in a world that is constantly moving faster, where new treatments and technologies emerge almost daily. It's easy to get swept up in the idea that we need something new, something high-tech, to solve our problems. But in reality, sometimes the most profound changes come from the simplest, most natural solutions. The human body is a marvel of design, capable of incredible resilience. As we age, we naturally face new challenges, whether it's frequent urination at night, aching joints, or changes in our energy levels. But with the right knowledge and approach, these challenges don't have to be obstacles that limit our quality of life. Instead, they can be opportunities for growth, self-care, and learning how to support our bodies more effectively. In my years of practice, I saw many patients who accepted various aspects of aging as inevitable, simply because that's what they were told. They believed that frequent nighttime urination or reduced energy was just a part of getting older. But over time, I realized that aging doesn't have to come with a long list of things you have to live with. Through small, thoughtful changes in diet, lifestyle, and daily habits, many of the common issues associated with aging can be managed or even prevented. The foods we eat play a significant role in how we age. Simple, everyday foods like chia seeds, barley, edamame, and lotus seeds are powerful tools that can help stabilize blood sugar, improve kidney function, and reduce inflammation. They aren't expensive or difficult to find, but their impact on our health is nothing short of profound. These foods work in harmony with the body, restoring balance and stability, supporting our natural systems, and providing us with the energy we need to live well. But it's not just about food, it's about adopting a holistic mindset that treats the body as a whole system, not just a collection of parts. When we focus on supporting the systems that regulate our blood sugar, our hydration, and our sleep, we begin to create an environment where our bodies can thrive. Nocturia, fatigue, and other common health issues aren't inevitable parts of aging. They are signals that something needs attention. And the good news is that with the right choices, we can often address the root causes of these issues naturally and sustainably. The lesson here is simple: take charge of your health. Don't wait for someone else to tell you that certain health problems are just part of growing old. The power to improve your life is in your hands. By making small, intentional changes to your diet, hydration habits, and lifestyle, you can restore balance to your body, improve your sleep, and feel more energized and at peace. So, how can you apply this lesson to your own life? Start by paying attention to your daily habits. What you eat, how much water you drink, and how you manage stress all have a direct impact on your health, especially as you age. If you're dealing with issues like nocturia, don't simply accept them as normal. Start with small changes, like incorporating blood sugar stabilizing foods and hydration practices into your routine. Focus on holistic health, where the goal is to support the body as a whole rather than just treating symptoms in isolation. Take it one step at a time. Begin with one or two of the foods I've mentioned, maybe a simple chia pudding before bed or a warm barley porridge in the evening. See how your body responds. Over time, you'll begin to notice improvements in your sleep, your energy, and even your bladder health. Ultimately, aging well is about being proactive, not passive. It's about making informed, conscious decisions that help your body stay strong, healthy, and vibrant. It's about respecting your body's natural rhythms and giving it the support it needs to continue functioning at its best. I know it can be overwhelming at first, but take it slow. The key is consistency. Small changes, done consistently, lead to big results. And as you make these changes, remember that you're not just improving your own life. You're setting an example for others to follow. The more we take responsibility for our health, the better we feel and the better we can contribute to our families, communities, and society at large. So, here's the question I'd like you to think about. What small change could you make today to improve your health and well-being in the long run? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. I'd love to hear your ideas and see how you plan to apply these principles to your own life. Lastly, if you found this video helpful, I'd be grateful if you could subscribe to the channel. Your support is what keeps this channel alive and gives me the motivation to continue creating content that can help you live a healthier, more fulfilling life. If you'd like to show your support even further, please consider donating to the channel. Even a small contribution helps tremendously and enables me to keep sharing valuable insights and knowledge with you. I've spent many years in this field, and even though I'm older now, I'm committed to giving back. My goal is to continue helping people like you lead better, healthier lives. Your support, whether through subscribing or donating, helps make that possible. Thank you for being here, for watching, and for taking the first steps toward a better, healthier future.